And so there was kind of conflict. But, yeah, they're having a hard time. They have this emphasis on this direct democracy, consensus, General Assembly, but they're having a hard time. They'll propose something, and everyone might applaud, or the majority might applaud, but, no one actually really wants to get up and do it, or so they're having a hard time organizing on the spot. They had their predetermined ideas, and now it's changing, and they're having a hard time because they want to stick together, and maybe rightfully so. They're the strength in numbers, but one guy did get up on the mic and said, "I think it's wrong that we're here. We're not being seen. It's not a very high visibility park. I'm going back. If you're with me, let's go." And he literally put down the megaphone and started walking back to the park, and I didn't actually see anyone follow him. So they're having a hard time organizing on the spot, and like Nick said, there are a few people who have a tent already set up, and people we've spoken to have a commitment to occupying and staying here, but I don't see it happening. I see this spinning out, and I see the cops bringing in the force at 11 o'clock, and at least trying to push everybody out, if not arrest them after the fact. But I don't know if Nick and I will stay here till then, but we'll see what happens. So
you're getting and they're making it clear to the people there that if they stay, plan on being arrested.
Oh, yes. No, the cops have stated that, and they've repeated that for the General Assembly. A guy got up on the megaphone and reported what he had discussed with, he said, the high-ranking official, Sergeant something. So the cops have made it clear the park does close, and we will arrest you. And like Nick said, there is quite a police presence. As we were driving up, we saw all the SUVs lined up. And like I said, there's flashing lights and, some undercovers here parked in the park on the grass. And now as I'm watching where they were just having the General Assembly, it's all shifted over to where these gentlemen has a tent, and there's another person on a megaphone, and he's leading a discussion over there. So it's very sporadic. Things just kind of happen, and whoever's got the charisma to get people's attention is who gets to say what they want to say. And I don't know if they're going to make a decision and leave or not, or I just really don't know at this point.
Did Alma hang out with you guys, or did she go home?
She bailed.
And Ross?
She left after 6. Ross was we went out and had a bite to eat in between these two events, and then we came up here with Ross, and he's actually left to go on a date or something. But so it's just Nick and I, and like you said, I recognize a lot of other people here, activists from the anti-war left and other groups, and again, everyone has been real open and wants to, is willing to listen to everyone's message. And here, hang on here. What's going on over there? Here, just talk to Nick. Something just happened.
So apparently there's a couple city council members that are on their way down here to negotiate being able to stay in this park.
Oh, well, at least they got city councilmen to give them permission.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the breaking news from the Screaming Circle.
Wow. This is, all right. Well, I'll give, my spiel. I'll let you guys go and go ahead and share my insights with everybody, what I thought was going on and all that stuff. But thanks for reporting live.
Wait, Ernie, yeah. Drew wanted to finish up talking to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, just one last point. I did capture a lot of interesting video. I interviewed people of all sides and representing different issues and causes and such. And I do hope to have that up by the end of the weekend for this Strike the Root video contest. I think everyone, from the libertarian wing really did a great job of sharing our message and what we think the problems are and what the solutions are. And hopefully with a video for the Strike the Root contest, I can, help amplify those messages and get more people looking at the real issues for what we perceive to be the real issues, the Federal Reserve, et cetera, et cetera. So
vote Drew Phillips. Vote Drew Phillips.
You're a judge, aren't you? But again, I think this is a great success for the rally today. I think everyone got to come down and have their voices heard and vent some frustrations and express themselves. And I don't see this going away. Like you were saying, it's going to drag out. There is a commitment amongst a lot of the activists and organizers and people in those roles that they want to keep organizing and talking about solutions and working out the problems. So I wouldn't be surprised if in next weekend or the weekend after that, there's another Occupy event here in Phoenix, and I'm sure the other groups around the country are going to keep on this. So I encourage that. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. And also the thing that struck me the most is the left, I think, maybe they've learned this before, but maybe they learned from the Tea Party. They're not interested in the left co-opting them. They're not interested in MoveOn.org. They're not interested in the unions. This is still a grassroots movement, and we'll see, if they can push off the those that would want to jump in front of their parade, and just have to see where that goes.
Do you get a sense of who's? Well, I know it's a consensus thing, and there's some people in charge or not in charge, but I didn't really get the impression. I mean, there was a group, there were certain people that were trying to get everybody to agree on whatever, and I talked to some of them, but is there anyone kind of coming out as a leader, be the first one to get arrested?
Well, yeah, I would say so. The way I look at it is its personalities. Is you have people that are very passionate about what they have to say, and they're able to articulate it, and they're able to get the crowd behind them. So you have these A-type personalities that are really leading the debates or leading the talking points in these circles, where they repeat each word that the speaker says and amplifies the message. So I think they don't want to admit it. I mean, I'm not trying to criticize, but this is a group of individuals, and some individuals stick out, taller than others, and that's who is listened to and repeated literally, and that's that the person who ends up driving the message is the person who can speak the loudest and the most articulate and get the most support behind him. So that's kind of how this consensus works, in my opinion. Is follow the leader you want to follow, or do your own thing, but. Like I said, there are a number of individuals who, are able to articulate and get people riled up and talk about their issues. And I don't agree with a lot of those issues. I've heard way too much about free healthcare today. But again, I'm overall supportive. So like I said, it's just who's got the mic and who's loudest and who can rally the most support for what they want to say.
Yeah, I wore my Revolution Special Agent Not in Charge shirt today on purpose.
Yeah, we still gave the organizers your business card as if you were somebody special.
If I was somebody special.
I'm just teasing, but
well, this is. I'm glad you guys are there, and you kind of got a beat on what's going on. That's kind of what I was afraid of what's going to happen. Hopefully, you guys can share with enough of the people there that they're being set up, and that there's other creative ways of sticking it back to them. The best thing unless they want to get arrested, is to leave, regroup, and come back with a plan where it's not you're walled in when nobody can see you late at night with no press coverage and a bunch of paddy wagons and some jackbooted thugs that want to really do a number on you. So I'm.
Well, my point is, if you go to the Capitol, especially on a weekend, and even if it were a weekday, don't our complaints fall on deaf ears to politicians anyway? I mean, why would we go to them to redress our grievances? They don't listen. I agree overall that, like you said, the creativity, get out in the streets, get out in front of the public, talk to your neighbors. That's how you spread movements like that. That's how you spread your message and share your information with others, as you go peer-to-peer, person-to-person, and sit in front of the Capitol or writing your congressman or sitting in a park that nobody can see. I don't totally see the value of that. But again, I do see the value of all these people coming together and talking and sharing and trying to move forward on their plans. But yeah, it is petering out. I like I said, if I had to make a prediction, and maybe I hope I'm wrong, I think the majority of people will wander off before 10, and the small crowd that's left. I mean, people are leaving now. It's really starting to dwindle. And by the time it gets to 11 o'clock, there'll be so few people here. They won't see the value in getting arrested, or maybe somebody really wants to get arrested. But
yeah, it always comes down to that one guy. There's you just want to make sure he's videotaped. So I'm
right.
Yeah, well, hopefully these guys we can maybe we'll participate in some of their other discussions in the future. We got to make friends with these people. They seem nice. They know about us. So maybe we can help them make the point even more, and and having an impact without, having to put up with being arrested and such. But, and if you're going to get arrested, make it count. And I'm going to be talking about that a little bit here. But hey, thanks guys for reporting, man. It's good intel, and we'll go ahead and I'll get this YouTube up probably before the arrests start, and we'll have to do this next week and get an update.
All right, well, Nick just pulled out the chalk, so we're going to make the sidewalk look prettier, and then we'll see what happens.
All right, man, cool. Thanks for calling, for being on the phone with us. Drew, Phillips, and Nick from Cop Block Podcast. And we have, there's a lot I'll tell you here in just a little bit. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Okay. That gives you kind of a live update of what's happening right now. Let me go ahead and give you my spiel here. Let's go ahead and go through some of these pictures that I got going up here, and I'll explain some of these to you because they're, they got some impact. Let me go ahead and get this set up. Now, what I wanted to kind of share with you is I took my camera, I got a nice digital camera, and just went around and took some pictures. And of course, there's some in there, that, the American dream has become a nightmare and, just kind of general I'm not happy stuff. But the main thing is that it was very varied. Usually at these kinds of things, all of a sudden you see some union group has the same sign for everybody. There's just, it's just this ocean of whatever. It didn't work out that way this time. It was people just doing what they wanted. And they were chalking, and they had some stairs there that went up to an old courthouse or the old city hall. Now, this is what you're seeing here. It says Phoenix City Hall. This is the old one. They built a new freaking Taj Mahal stainless steel mahogany thing, marble deal. It's across the street. But this is called Cesar Chavez Plaza. And, I should have done a little bit. I meant to do a little more research on him. But as I recall, he was a migrant worker representative union guy back in the 60s, 70s. It was boycott grapes kind of thing. And he was very popular with the immigrants and Hispanic community here. And as a legacy to him, it's kind of like Martin Luther King memorials and that kind of stuff. Anyway, they got a Cesar Chavez Park. Well, here's a civil rights guy, that was honored there, and they're, respect your civil rights right up until they don't want you to. But this park, it's a nice park, and it was sunny today. I bet it was over 100 degrees today, and it was, sunburn on my forehead. So I'm sitting on the ground, putting together some DVD packets and putting QR stickers on, different signs and stuff that we were doing. That we just got our QR stickers, very cool, by the way, and we're sitting there, and for 10 minutes, man, and I already started getting burns on my legs. So I'm going, wow, man, we're freaking summer most places. But it was a nice day. I mean, we're used to 115, so anything down below 106, and we're happy as heck. Now, a lot of these signs are just, the best way that people could manifest their being upset with what was going on. And they, some of them were veterans, like this one. I didn't serve my country just to have it be robbed from within. Then you had some people about health care was a common thing. And the average age was, I'd say, the average of America, which is about 37. There was a lot of young people, a lot of older people, a lot of experienced activists, a lot of new people. I was very impressed. I liked the people. It was nice. We had a good time. Everybody was welcome to share whatever they wanted in different places. It was a large park. In some areas, they had some hip-hop artists over there rapping and having some fun. They had other people that were speaking from the microphone. If you wanted to wait in line, you could speak, and you had a lot of people passing out stuff.